So I've managed to steal you away, lock you in a room, and I'm now going to grill you for the next few minutes. So first things first, who are you and where have you come from?
My name is Stephen Rose. I am a senior marketing manager, both for all of our public IT Pro content, and I'm also the senior community manager. I manage all of our IT Pro community, and I am from the Microsoft headquarters in Redmond, Washington.
Okay, now you've done that in Microsoft speak. Can you put that into human terms for me?
In human terms, I manage the Springboard series on TechNet at Microsoft.com/Springboard, and that is where all of our Windows 7 and Windows 8 content sits. You may also have seen some of the Springboard series virtual roundtables that we've done. I've done tours throughout the United States, Canada, South America. I've been here in the UK once or twice with our Springboard series tour. I'm also the editor of the Springboard series Insider newsletter, and I blog on Windows Team Blog. So IT pros are the folks that I reach out to and I help to support, and hopefully they've seen one of those many vehicles. And yes, the hair is real, so in case you're wondering.
Awesome. That was obviously my next question. But hey, so we've already gone through what your day job is. Do you have any fun hobbies that you do outside of work?
I'm a geek. I spent 15 years as an IT pro before coming to Microsoft, so I feel most comfortable in a server room. I'm a gadget geek. I love gadgets. I like having, the latest phone. I got the Lumia. I have the cool new Microsoft Touch mouse. And I even have this really nice, this brand new Asus. And this is the new one. This is the new one with the i7 core that just came out. This is a 256 gig SSD. And it came with Windows 7, but notice I have Windows 8 and I have all the Windows 8 drivers running on it. So I'm ecstatic to go from 7 to 8 and have myself a really, really cool machine. So I love a good gadget. I like to eat, as you can probably tell. I enjoy traveling because I get to try all the good local stuff.
So what one thing don't most people know about you then? Obviously being geeky is obvious.
Yeah, being geeky is obvious. What don't people know about me? I'm a music fanatic. I love good music. So if you come to my office, if you're ever in Redmond, you stop by my office, you'll see I've got tons of stuff all over the place. I like Disney, like Nightmare Before Christmas. I have a bunch of really cool...
Do you like all the Disney princesses? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. It's my hidden love of Disney princesses. But that, and if you come to my office, I have a full-scale mock-up of the statue from the opening of Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's how much a geek I am. So I love movies and music. Those are my passions.
So now we found out a bit more about you, something that most people really wouldn't know.
Probably not. Unless you've been to a movie or a concert with me, then you would know.
Indeed. And what's your favorite Microsoft technology ever, and why?
I love Windows. I came on board to Microsoft about 4 years ago because I had a chance to be part of the Windows 7 launch. And as a user of Microsoft technologies, and I was a gold partner, I always felt that we weren't doing everything that we could for IT pros, that the right content wasn't easy to find, and it wasn't, if I was looking, how do I use MDT? How do I use MAP? How do I use ACT? Where's the step-by-step guide? I wasn't finding these things, and I had the chance to come to Microsoft and work with a great team and make that content happen. So I like the fact that rather than just complaining about it, I was able to come to Microsoft and make a difference. And that's why I love working in Windows. And that's why I love working with the TechNet platform, is being able to do that.
And what's captured your attention with Microsoft technologies most recently?
Well, obviously Windows 8. I'm very excited about Windows 8. I think we have, not just around Windows 8, but just a great ecosystem of products. I think the new version of Server 2012 has some really great, very exciting features. I think the Wave D of Intune that's going to be coming out has got some really great things behind it. I love what we're doing with IE. The new features in our Microsoft Desktop Optimization Pack, like UEV, are very, very exciting. And when you couple all of that, especially with the new System Center technologies, and you bring Windows 8 into that, we're really able to do things that we couldn't do before for the average computer user. Add Windows Phone to that, and the directions we're going in Xbox, I think it's an incredibly exciting time right now to be at Microsoft and to be looking at Microsoft products.
So how do you see the way Windows 8 is going to change the UK IT sector and business industry?
I think what we're going to see, and I think putting on my IT pro hat, I think what's very exciting is that when your user walks up to you and say, hey, I'm thinking about getting an Android device or an iOS device. I love the fact that as an IT pro, you're going to be able to say, you know what? Here's a Windows slate. This slate will not only run all of these great Windows 8 apps that are in the store, but you're going to be able to run every single piece of software you currently run on your PC. So we're really getting that best of both worlds, that I have, all of these really, really cool apps that I can sit here and I can play with, and I can go into the store and I can download and I can get, launch, my SkyDrive right from here and be able to manage all of my SkyDrive applications and bring that right up with a really nice, easy to see app that I can do, time, or I can do exchange rates and all of that. But when I need to do something like Outlook or Word or PowerPoint or, Goldmine or some sort of native Windows 7 application, it's right here ready to go. And I think having that power, domain joined, locked down, secure, and manage, things that really we can't do with a lot of these third-party devices, that's where as an IT pro, we're able to really do that best of both worlds scenario. The great touch, the great devices, but yet a fully managed and secure environment where you guys get to manage and choose where the data goes and where it lives. And that's very exciting.
So in terms of the top technologies and tools that would help make Windows 8 absolutely revolutionary to businesses, what would you say are the key things to look out for and invest in?
I think the most exciting features that Windows 8 has to offer, and let me say this, that is, if you're still on XP and you're moving towards Windows 7, continue moving to 7. The most important thing right now is not 7 or 8, it's getting off of XP. April 8, 2014, Windows XP is done. And whether you're going to go to 7 and then give 8 to some of your employees, whether you feel 8 is a great fit across, it really doesn't matter. It's getting yourself off of Windows XP. I think for Windows 8, there are some very, very compelling features. I think one of the first ones is this. Windows to Go. These are special USB 3 drives. These are more like mini SSDs, so they're incredibly fast, easy to read and write to. But this is your full Windows 8 PC running off of a USB stick. So if this machine was running Windows 7, I would put this stick in, I would boot up off this stick, and my Windows 8 environment, all my files, all my folders, all my applications, domain joined, direct access, bit locked, everything is here. And I can be running this on a Windows 7 PC if I need to. This is absolutely revolutionary. The fact that you can turn to a part-time employee or a new hire and say, here's your new PC. As people bring their own devices from home, this is great where they can bring their own device from home, and once you're running Windows to Go, you're not going to have access to that base PC. It boots directly into the drive. So if that was an infected PC, it would not in any way, shape, or form harm the user using the Windows to Go. Once Windows to Go is in, it runs like a regular PC, all the drivers, all the key features, and then if someone happens to remove this drive and pull it out while the PC's running, they have 60 seconds to reinsert it. The machine will pick up right where it's left off, whether you're playing video, doing a spreadsheet, etc. But keep it out for more than 60 seconds, that PC shuts down. So it's got security. You're going to need a BitLocker password if you choose to BitLock this, and your domain password to get in. The key thing for IT pros is not to think of this as a USB drive, but to think of this as a PC, because it's managed just like one within the environment. And I think that is a very, very exciting feature. We've also taken a lot of great feedback. People said direct access was hard to set up and hard to use, and by requiring IPv6, required a lot of overhead and hardware that they didn't have. With Server 2012, we can now set up direct access in a few short clicks and leverage our IPv4 hardware and routers, and that's very exciting. BitLocker. Another complaint that we got was, we love BitLocker, but I have a 0.5 terabyte drive and it takes several days to get it encrypted. With BitLocker, we can choose to encrypt this whole drive, or we can say only encrypt the data and then encrypt new data as it's added to the drive. That dramatically reduces the time it takes to provision a device or a drive. Add in features like, with MDOP like UEV, that basically says if you make any changes to your software, it's replicated across multiple PCs. We've added UEFI support so the PC boots faster and more secure. With Secure Boot and Manage Boot, if your PC has a virus or a rootkit or malware, it will actually remove that before the PC boots. A good way of looking at that is it's very hard to change a tire while the car is moving. So what we're doing is we're putting the car up on a jack, we're removing it and fixing it, and then putting it back in. So that big thing of, I didn't know I had malware. How do I fix it? The PC is going to say, there's a problem. I'm going to reboot. I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to fix this for you. That's huge because that really ensures that your PC stays reliable and safe. We've added a lot of other great smaller features, faster boot up times. PCs that are built around the Windows 8 specs will have 6, 9, 12, 14, or even higher hours of standby time, more hours of boot. Battery life is really, really critical. Easier ways to leverage, manage broadband. If you have a broadband PC where you're able to connect using a broadband card, it will actually tell you how much you've used, how much you have left, and it's smart. If you have an update to download, it won't do it off that mobile broadband connection. It will wait until you get to Wi-Fi to do it. So it's only using mobile broadband for your email, critical things, but the background services that may take up a lot of bandwidth are not going to happen while that's at. So we've made it very smart. I think if you haven't played with Windows 8 yet, going to Springboard, go into Microsoft.com/Springboard and download the 90-day eval. Put it on a machine and play with it yourself. I think the other thing I hear a lot is that it's a touch OS, and it is great with touch. But I'll tell you, one of my favorite features on using it with a PC is that if I'm looking for Word, all I have to do is type in Word. With Windows 7, I have to go to the Start menu, go to the bottom, type that in. Here's Word. If I were to look for something different, let's say I'm looking for
weather.
Well, weather, or if I'm looking for Reading, because I'm here today in Reading, it will come up and it will search all my files, although it does help if I spell it right. Which I'm still not doing. So I'm not doing it sideways. There we go. So I can see reading. How do I want to make things bigger? All my files. I can see all of the various files that have the word reading or Reading in it. Apps. If I want to find weather. Weather is even easier because I can go back here to the beginning. I can type in weather. There's my weather app. And CNN also offers weather. So I can simply just click either one of these two, launch it, and boom, I'm right there. So it really does, I think, from that standpoint of using keyboard and mouse, I really like being able to do that. I like the fact that I have that great touch functionality here, or I can use my wireless Bluetooth mouse with no dongle and move through it very nicely. But I do, it is nice to be able to touch, and having a touch PC is great. And we have a lot of really exciting devices that we're going to start seeing later on in the month around launch.
Cool. So you convinced me. I want to use Windows 8 now, right? But I'm trying to explain to my boss that I really need to get Windows 8 in my department and within the entire company. What are the key things that I should be turning around to my boss and explaining to him to accelerate that process?
I think we have a lot of great customers that are using it, and we're going to see a lot of great customer studies and white papers on the enterprise side. Understanding that people don't work with one PC anymore. I think what we've learned from Flexible Work Style, and it's a great campaign and great information on our enterprise side around this, is that people are using 2 to 3 devices. They're using a laptop, they're using a tablet, they're using a phone, they're using 2 tablets. The ability to manage and synchronize that becomes critical. The one thing that I hear from customers when I do EBCs is, we love what touch computing does and what tablet computing does, but we're concerned because we don't manage and own the security on that device. Windows 8 really gives you the best of both worlds. If you have a user who says, I'm going to be out in the field, I want a great device, touch, keyboard and mouse. And I love the fact that there are versions of Windows 8 machines where this comes out, it's all touch, use it like a touch, but put it back in. The thing that I find is that I really need a keyboard and mouse when I'm doing spreadsheets or doing PowerPoint. That touch is great, but it leaves that gap. Windows 8 really brings that gap back. The investments that you've made in software for Windows 7, that software will work in Windows 8. Great devices, better manageability, better security, better recovery, easier ways to bring the machine back where you want, and a lot of customers that are going to be building or have already built Windows 8 applications becomes critical. And there's a lot of great Windows apps coming, and it's not that incredibly difficult to build your own Windows 8 app. We have lots of great resources that are out there on the Dev Center, and tons of developers who have built apps and who are ready to build apps for you today. So, and also IE10, great browser, very fast, and its support of HTML5 means if you wanted to build a web-based app, using the HTML5 standard means whether you're building it for iOS, Android, or Windows, that app is going to work across all those with a fast and secure browser. So really, fast, secure, Windows reimagined. It's fast, it's fluid, it's very easy to use. Spend a few minutes with it, you'll see it for yourself. But to be able to manage your infrastructure, be secure and manage your users, and give them features and functionality they don't have today is very exciting for us.
So on the note of managing the infrastructure, What would you say the key things are when actually managing the Windows 8 infrastructure within an organization?
If they have System Center, they're in a really, really great place. If you have Windows Intune, you're in a really great place. Because if you want to do side loading, i.e. you want to build your own applications and load them into a machine, being able to sideload, whether you do it from a USB key or you push it out and offer a portal via System Center or Windows Intune where your employees can say, I'm in sales, here are 3 sales apps. I think for those folks who have that or have already moved to that, they're in a really great place. If you don't have System Center and you're a mid-sized to larger company, I think it's something you definitely want to take a look at. I think there's a lot of great value in Server 2012. If you're on Server 2008 R2, you're in a good place. You have direct access, you have branch cache, you have those key features. But if you really want to light up all those features in Windows 8 and that's the direction you want to go, then that's something you should definitely take a look at. As Server 2012 is a great companion to Windows 8. But the nice thing is, if you're on Server 2008 R2, you're ready to start rolling out Windows 8 today. You have the necessary infrastructure to manage BitLocker, to manage those key features, and to be able to do that. So System Center and Windows Intune are really a key piece of that, and it's really sort of the beginning of cloud. Pair that with the new version of Office or Office 365, you really do have that work from anywhere. And with Office 365, the ability to work on Windows and non-Windows machines and have that same level of control and command, I think really becomes great. And I think it's very exciting to be able to put those together. So the good thing is you don't need to completely reinvest, but as you start to look at what's next, you're going to get some great features that are going to help to light up as you move into that.
Perfect. So going back to actually Windows 8 on your machine here, what's your favorite Windows 8 shortcut? Sorry, I'm completely distracted by the hardware.
That's okay. There's a few that I really like. I think a few things that people aren't aware of is that if you go up to the top left-hand corner, you can see all of your open apps. And one of my favorite things to do, so let's say I'm here and I'm using PowerPoint and I go up, I can right-click Weather and I can say Snap to the left. And what you'll see is my weather now is over here on the left. So it's great. Or I could go down and I could say, you know what, I would really like, let's open up another Windows 8 app that's kind of fully immersive. We'll do this one. I kind of like this one. So I can have 2 Metro style apps, 2 Windows 8 apps running side by side, or I can say, you know what, I really need, my Internet Explorer to run here, and I can go back and have a Windows 8 and a non-Windows 8 app running side by side, or say, you know what, I'd really like my currency app on the right. So now my currency app is on the right. I have this here or Word, so I can do that side by side. That's my first one. My second one is if you go to the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see there's a little minus. And if you click it, you'll see that all of your apps minimize. And I get this a lot. How do I build those cool groups? Because you'll see when I'm up here at the top, I have this. Here's my everyday apps. Here's Office. Here's favorites. How do I build a new group? Well, if you wanted to do that, let's say I wanted to build a social media group. I'm going to drag this until I get that gray bar. And you'll notice now it starts a new group. I'm going to go down to the bottom and minimize. And then I'm going to right click. And down here it says name group. I'm going to do that. I'm going to click here and I'm going to call this social media. Again, it's hard to type from the side. Let's go back to Shift. And there we go. And I'm going to say name that. And now when I click back, you'll see up at the top it says social media. So I can quickly and easily, because people say, well, I missed my start menu because everything was grouped. Now you can group. It's all together. So that's a really good one. And another way, and people say, well, if I don't have a mouse, how do I get this? If you're on a touch device, if you do kind of a double tap, you go out and then back, that will all pop up for you. And you can click those and click and hold those. The other one that I get a lot, which is how do I close an app? Simply grab up at the top and pull down. Notice now at that point, I can take this app, or I can go to this one, I can bring this one in, and by going up and pulling down, I can simply close any of these, and then your standard Windows apps can still be closed the same way that you're used to doing that. And you can still pin. One of the other things that I love is that when you're at your desktop, you can still pin. So I can have all of my latest files and folders, and all that pinning is all still there. The only thing that you don't have anymore, and I like having my taskbar up at the top, is your start. But all those other features are there. And we can go up at any time and we can click that bar. We can add new tasks. We can add new features. We can bring that in very easily, open up those applications, pull them, close them, and work with them the way that we want to. So that's probably one of the best things for people to learn and see as they start to do that.
So do you have a favorite app?
I don't really have a favorite app. I use a lot of different apps. There's a lot of apps I'm excited that are going to be coming. I know on my Windows phone, there are a few I really rely upon. I'm a big TripIt fan. I love TripIt. It's one of the, if you travel, check out TripIt. It's a free site. You can forward all of your reservations and it builds your itineraries, and there's a great app for it on the phone. I'm very excited to get it up here in Windows 8. I use Tweet Pro, which I like a lot. FlightAware is kind of cool. You can type in a flight, tells you where it's at when it's coming in. So that's kind of a good one. And what else? I like the video app. That's really nice. Wikipedia's built kind of a cool one that I dig. And notice here, for you gamers, I am playing Diablo 3 on here. So Diablo 3 works beautifully. You can play your regular games. You'll notice when I click it, it'll open up here on the desktop. So if you're, hey, well, I'm a gamer, Windows 8 won't play games, that's absolutely not true. I can play my game on here as well, and still, those Windows 7 apps continue to work on 8. So good stuff.
Perfect. And the geek just shines through every time.
Every time.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon.